Later back. And back jamming out to the Outro House beat. R&B music. Like, is it going? It's going. It's going. All right, they're back, everybody. Good evening, good morning, good afternoon. Yes, we're starting a little bit later because we had to complete the delicious thing we just got here. You know, I mean, it'll get better than delicious. I don't know if you hadn't dug into it yet.
A little bit.
Oh, you dug into it a little bit.
You're gonna hold it someday. It's fried chicken, y'all. I don't know.
Was it good?
Yes, it's good.
Okay, well, yes, we got some fried chicken and waffles today with a side of Brussels sprouts because you know you have to have all your food groups.
All the veggies.
You know, you gotta have those veggies. And then for the non-meat eaters like myself now, like I have to make fried chicken and not eat it. It's kind of a lot, but discipline.
Yeah.
I have a fried, is it vegan? It is vegan. Chicken here. A new recipe that I ain't never done before. So we'll see how it is. I might go. If you see me on the camera and, you know, put it back on the plate, then you know it ain't that good. But yes, welcome to the Vanguard, your revolutionary show to understand what is going on in the world today, our news today, but with that anti-colonial revolutionary lens. All right, you know, every week we're out here talking about those recent events and laying it out for you the way that we need to hear it, the way our people need to hear it. All right, so, you know, we have the Chicago chapter, or part of the Chicago chapter of the Black Hammer Organization. And yes, we're going to introduce ourselves. We're going to start on this. I was catching when you chewing a little sign this way.
You're not the only one.
Hold on. So, can you guys still not hear us?
How's the audio?
Seems like there's an audio contradiction.
Oh.
Is it connected to, like, are we all off of Wi-Fi?
Yes. If you can hear us now, put it in the comments, and if you are able to hear,
No, it just said that it's robotic.
oh, okay. All right. Well, we're gonna go solve this technical issue. You can put that in the comments, and we'll make sure, right?
One second.
Well, we'll get to these topics and resolve this, right?
Land back.
Land back, everybody. Let us know if you can hear us a little bit better. All right. Want to make sure that we fix the issue. If you still don't hear us, you know, let us know in the comments. You know, we got a lot of hot topics today, and don't worry, we, you know, half the team is busy enjoying dinner, and so, you know, we got it over here. But let us know in the comments if we sound better. All right. And if we don't, then we'll still fix the issue. But yes, bear with us.
Oh, it's better.
It's better? Is that what we're hearing?
Land back.
Okay. Thank you. Who let us know it was better?
Commander and Chief Three.
Hey, land back. Thanks to y'all for letting us know. All right.
Chief of IT.
Yeah, our Chief of IT. Troubleshooting, you know. Yeah, I mean,
I'll introduce myself while we're at it.
oh yeah, introduce yourself like nice and loud, all right?
Yeah. Land back, y'all. My name is Chief G, representing the colonized people of Mexico. come from the working class with a lot of petty boo contradictions, so still committing class suicide every day. And my pronouns are they, them, and I'm the chief of IT.
As you just saw with the IT magic. Laid back, I am Chief Oju, representing the nations of Africa and Bodigen. I represent the working class with some petty boo contradictions as well. And I use he, him pronouns, and I'm the chief of agitation and propaganda, getting this revolutionary message out to y'all and getting you that political education to get you prepared for that revolution. All right.
Lamb back. I'm Minister Ren. I represent the nations of Panama and Colombia. And I have some petty boo contradictions, but in committing class suicide. And I use they, them pronouns. I'm also the Minister of People's Affairs, where we are constantly putting out information around Rona, around any kind of other illnesses, malaria, things like that. Also putting out information on the natural events that are happening around the world to make sure that people are prepared and stay ready. Also that's where the IT department is as well, making sure that we are also staying secure on our computers.
Yes.
Like all the hand gestures. Yes, Lambak. My name is Watakame. I represent the Coca and the Wilarica people, colonized Mexico, as well as the poor and working class. My pronouns are they, them, and I am the chief of staff for the Ministry of People's Affairs. So helping mobilize and make all of our visions tangible in reality, right? Everything that we know our people deserve, we help get it to them.
Yeah. Yes, no. And this is just a few of the many revolutionaries in Black Camera who are doing all kinds of work to make sure that our people are defended, politically educated, healthy, strong, and capable of bringing about liberation, right? Because a people has to be prepared to stand up and resist the situation they're in. They just can't be thrown into that resistance. And so that's what we're all doing, is making sure our people are ready for that. In the process, we're making sure ourselves are ready for that, right, as well. And so this is part of getting us ready and getting our people ready to get you politically educated on these issues. So make sure you like, share, subscribe, and comment, all right? You want to share this to any Facebook group, any DMs on your Instagrams, on your Messenger. Just share, and hashtag shared when you share this, all right? And make sure you hit the thumbs up button. You got to hit the like on the YouTube. If you're in the live chat, you just X out the live chat and then you'll see the thumb, right? So make sure you like it and subscribe to our channel, youtube.com/BlackCameraTV. Oh, I had the gay hand going a lot.
Yes, you did.
I'm like, subscribe, like, share. Yes, that's exactly how I was. But you know what? It's fine, because we have principle union number 2 that says, I am equal to all y'all, despite my gay hand. All right. So, so what we're eating tonight? Yes, we are eating fried chicken and waffles, y'all. Some homemade waffles. It's a homemade fried chicken, and for the meat eaters and for the non-meat eaters who are vegetarian now, like myself, I have this vegan fried chicken that I also homemade that I've never made before. So I'm hoping it's good. It's still sitting right there, and I've yet to try it. And so if
we'll find out.
Yeah, we'll find out. If I make a really gross face, then you'll know. Yes.
The chicken is good though.
Yeah,
No, the chicken's good. They already in it. And we got this, fake syrup, because we frugal, like Mao wants us to be. We frugal. I want to go for that Vermont maple, but sometimes
We're just poor.
Yeah, frugal because of that. I didn't get the reason why we frugal. I'm just saying we frugal. But no, because the poor working class revolutionaries got to use their resources for the people, right? So that's how we do. That's how we roll. Okay, so make sure though, we're frugal, but help us be less frugal and donate to our chapter, all right? So we can, push the frugality a little bit and, really get these resources for our people. So donate to our Cash App, Black Hammer Shy. What number did we say?
5 for shy.
5 for shy, all right? So yes, donate $5 at the very least. CIC's favorite number is 4. I was donating 4. Well, we're gonna do 5 for shy. 5 for shy. Donate $5 to our Cash App, Black Hammer Shy, or our Venmo, Shy Hammers. All right. And so our Venmo is CHI hammers with an S.
Yes, help us get the people some thermals, right? Like
Yes.
this week we're really pushing, trying to get people some thermals because, honestly, like this week. But I think this week there's supposed to be 2 winter storms.
Yeah, there's be 2 blizzards.
Yeah, 2 blizzards, 16 more inches of snow on the ground by the end of the week.
Yeah, they said it like excited /
I'm like excited, but I'm also like, I know the people are gonna be really freaking cold, y'all. So like I'm excited because it looks pretty, but like at the same time, I know that when we go out doing Robin Hood, when we go out to serve the people, I'm gonna be cold for that short period of time, but they're gonna be cold for a hell of a lot longer. Right? So getting those thermals is really, really important. Like I had to, we went shopping for ourselves to get thermals, right? To make sure that we could keep on doing that, getting the resources that we need to support the people. Now we need to make sure that we can get them the same thermals that we got, right?
Yeah.
And by donating, you're making sure that we can do that.
Yes, land back, Virgil. Thank you so much for the 5 for shy.
Hey, Virgil, thank you.
Land back.
Land back, Virgil. Yeah. And keep on donating, y'all. Keep on sharing and making sure other people get to donate. Tell them that, hey, we're trying to get some thermals for homeless people in Chicago. Hey, can you donate $5, $10? Ask someone just for a little bit of a donation so we can get people something, extra warm to stick under their clothes that we also will get them, right? So yes, land back. But we're gonna get right into our topics. We started a little late, so we'll get right into our topics. Some good ones this show.
Supreme Court Justice Stephen Breyer's retirement, giving President Joe Biden a chance to fulfill a campaign promise to nominate the first Black woman to be a justice. ABC's Devin Dwyer reports on who could be in the running and what we know about them.
Justice Stephen Breyer's retirement now sets the stage for the president to fulfill a key campaign promise. At the top of the list to replace Breyer, several Black women who have already broken barriers. Like Judge Ketanji Brown Jackson, one of just 6 Black women on the U.S. Courts of Appeals and a beloved former clerk to Justice Stephen Breyer.
The beauty and the majesty of this country, that someone who comes from a background like mine could find herself in this position.
A graduate of Harvard Law who was interviewed by President Obama for the High Court in 2016. She's a former public defender and a member of the U.S. Sentencing Commission. Also on Biden's list, Judge Leandra Kruger of the California Supreme Court, a graduate of Yale and Harvard, and a former clerk to the late Justice John Paul Stevens.
There's no rule that says that children automatically receive the same legal status as their lawful permanent resident parents.
Congressman Jim Clyburn of South Carolina is pushing U.S. District Court Judge J. Michelle Childs, a Detroit-born former state Labor Department official, employment lawyer, and mother of 2. Her law degree from the University of South Carolina, a public school, would add a new educational background to the High Court. And Wisconsin-born Judge Leslie Abrams Gardner is also a top contender, a former assistant U.S. attorney, graduate of Yale and Brown, and the sister of voting rights advocate Stacey Abrams.
I fortunately was trained by a judge who believed that we had to get it right.
Supreme Court Justice Sonia Sotomayor, one of the court's 3 liberals and the first Latina on the High Court, reflecting on the legacy of her retiring colleague.
He's always thinking about what the law means to people. He makes us think deeply about what we're doing and what it means.
It's now up to President Biden on who will get the historic nomination as the nation braces for another Supreme Court confirmation battle in the Senate, with history hanging in the balance. For Good Morning America, Devin Dwyer.
The newscast really do a really good job of showing how horrible it is. So now you have this new Supreme Court justice position open because when the old white guys are retiring, because they keep this job until they retire or die. It's a lifelong appointment. And so Biden apparently made this campaign promise. I don't remember it actually being a campaign promise because I didn't really care. But that, if there's a Supreme Court position that opens up, he'll give it to a Black woman automatically, an African woman automatically. And so you have these top four contenders, and it's all just, again, so symbolic BS, right? Symbolic BS of just putting, petty boo sellouts into these positions that don't end up doing any changes for us. They don't make any laws or anything that actually impact our lives, our material lives. How many people have been African mayors or indigenous mayors or Supreme Court justices, and your life is exactly the same because they don't do anything for you. And it says a lot by who they have too, They have Stacey Abrams' sister. They're trying to keep it in the family, y'all. How is Stacey Abrams' sister contender for a Supreme Court justice? Is it just because she's really just that qualified, or is it because they're all part of that demon crap machine? You know, and it's just like it's basically almost kind of like the syrup. So we have what we have is Pearl Milling Company syrup, and if you know what Pearl Milling syrup used to be, it was Aunt Jemima, right? And basically, this is the same kind of thing. This syrup as putting one of those women in the Supreme Court. You might as well just put a bottle of this syrup in one of those chairs and let it vote, and your life will be exactly the same. Lay it back. Let's go on a comment and then we go down.
Yeah, the hashtag girl bossing is it's getting new heights. It's getting Supreme Court heights, right? And like, what is this even supposed? Like, even okay, let's play the liberal game. What is this supposed to do? Right, like it's supposed to advance our communities, but how many of us have they all, like, I think Commander said it, right? Like, how many people, colonized people, African people, do they have in jail? Right, like what are they doing for us? Right, when you talk about like, oh, like having colonized people in high positions, we had a whole ass president, and that was like the worst thing to ever happen to us, you know. Like when you talk about like, there was one who's like this talking about like immigration rights or whatever, right?
Yeah.
Let's go back to Obama, like deporter in chief, right? Was like his nickname too, because he deported more people than any other president, right?
And Biden's keeping that up.
And Biden is keeping it up. I mean, he was freaking vice president at that time too. But like Biden has more people in like, what do they call them? Like in camp.
The cages.
Yeah, but they call like the fucking name, whatever. There's no terrible name for it, but they have them in cages. Biden now has more people in cages than Trump ever did.
Yeah.
Well, and it's supposed to be because of this new like humanitarian, like keep them in Mexico policy, right? That is supposed to like add like a humane touch to the immigration system. Like that's what happens when you like try to push these like for just appearance's sake, right? Like just because they look differently doesn't change the game they're playing. It doesn't change the rules. It doesn't change who benefits, and it doesn't change who dies from it, right? Like none of those things change, and none of it ever will, while we keep playing the same game that they made up, right? Like it. Anyway, yeah, like this does absolutely nothing for anybody, and like the liberals are gonna, like, you already know, whenever whoever gets appointed, people are gonna fall to the ground crying because they're so happy. They're so excited. Like it just like, yay, someone that looks like me is now in charge of killing me. Hooray! Like,
hooray! Exactly. No, that's exactly what it is. You're just voting for your murderer in the end, and praising them, and only a fool would do that.
Really similar thoughts in this. Like, I don't even know. Like why like the only people that care about like the Supreme Court are the people who actually believe in like the system as it is, right? Like if you actually think about what the Supreme Court has ever actually done for our people, like nothing, like not really, not anything materially to actually like make a bigger difference, right? And there was something else I wanted to say too. The fact that this is one of the, like, they're claiming that this is one of the many promises that like Biden has like made while he was campaigning. Like literally the liberals are really trying, like they see the numbers of like the approval rating is like, like it is like it is so bad right now. And like they're literally like just trying to fish for anything. Like, and this is one of the ways that they're trying to fish for it, is like literally just trying to push like, oh, representation, look at all the good we're doing. Like that's all that it is. It's literally just that. Like they're really just trying to make it so that he's not as bad seeming as he is.
This will be the first campaign promise that gets kept.
Exactly.
Exactly.
I guess, exactly, because he didn't get rid of your student loans forever, did he?
No. Where's the stimmies?
Yeah,
where's the stimmies?
Yeah. Where's the stimmy? But we don't want to rely and depend on them anyway for any of their resources. But they ain't giving them to you either way. What you thinking?
Yeah, I mean, this just same old sellout game. Then like all the liberal Twitter people gonna be excited about it. It's gonna be like, oh yeah, like finally someone like representation. What do they say? I don't know what they say. The little slogan about representation BS, but yeah, like y'all said, like actually every time like there's been representation, stuff gets worse for our people. You know what I mean? Like Chicago with Lower Lightfoot, Burgess was saying, like I don't know how many of our people are like dying because of Rona, because of how bad these like mayors been like handling it. Obama deporting so many people, like it never does anything, and then it just like again it just tries to reaffirm like the hold that Democrats have on our people. You know what I mean? Because they try to portray this as oh, this is like some sort of progress. We're taking care of you, and then when our people see that nothing happens, then they just get like they lose hope, right? Like so, it's like our job to point these things out, like through all these like agitation propaganda and talking to our people on the streets, right?
Yeah.
We have to tell them that all these people, all these politicians ain't gonna do nothing for us, and then it's up to us to change and to actually, you know, be free.
Yeah.
Because I mean, all these people, all they're gonna do is put us in jail. That's all.
Yeah, and our people know how useless these are. These people are a lot of times. You know, in Toohey Park, where we're serving our homeless people. You know, someone is like, yeah, like the alderman Maria had it, like she's colonizing queer and all the boxes of representation, but she didn't do a single thing. She doesn't do a damn thing for them, and hasn't even done the things she said she was gonna do, literally to their faces, right? It was even like some like campaign promise written on some paper, and they never met her. She literally said it to their very faces, right?
We were there. Yeah.
Yeah, and we were there. Yeah, to our faces. We heard it right there. And it's just again like our people know that these people are useless, right? But what we're teaching our people is that you aren't useless. You are the person who's going to lead yourself out of this. You are going to be the person that's going to do the things that everyone's promised you that they were going to do, right? And more, right? Because what they have promised you is the bare minimum, and what we're promising as revolutionaries is your liberation, right? So yeah.
Yeah, and just like Lincoln has said that multiple times. Like one of the people that we have that's in the park and has been in the park for, I'm not even sure how long, but even before he lived out in the park, he was living like in the area, and he was one of the people that would come and like serve the homeless there. And he's said multiple times, like, yeah, like it's been the same. It's been the same every year after year. The alderman comes, she says something nice, or he says something nice, whatever. And it's, those people are still out here, and they'll still be out here in the summer. They'll still be out here next year, right? Like they'll, he has his contradictions, but like he sees it and he's like, I'm gonna be out here too. Like until every single person is out of this park, I'm out here too. And like that's the resilience that like our people have, and like we have to continue to like forge that into like revolutionaries, right? And push that into being revolutionaries. So yeah, and leaders in our communities too.
Yeah, no, way back. Totally with that. And also, as Joe Biden said, this is a last minute effort for the empire to redeem itself. It's like, let's make people like us again. It ain't gonna work. They've been not liking for the past 2 years of this pandemic. Let's go to the next topic.
In just a few hours, Ahmaud Arbery's mother will oppose a proposed plea deal in a hate crimes trial against the men who killed her son. Our sister station in Jacksonville reports she will address the court. It comes following breaking new developments that the Department of Justice has filed documents outlining a plea agreement with Travis and his father, Gregory McMichael. They have been convicted in the murder of Ahmaud Arbery. The details of the plea agreement have not yet been made public, but Arbery's parents say they are upset and have issued a statement. Through their attorneys, they say they are vehemently against the proposed deals. Arbery's mother, Wanda Cooper Jones, saying, the DOJ has gone behind my back to offer the men who murdered my son a deal to make their time in prison easier for them to serve. I have made it clear at every possible turn that I do not agree to offer these men a plea deal of any kind. The filings came just hours before what was supposed to be the last hearing before the federal hate crimes trial starts next week. Again, Arbery's mother will oppose the proposed pleas in court at this morning's scheduled hearing. It's set to begin at 10 a.m.
Land back. So, yeah, if you don't, I mean, you should remember, but Ahmaud Arbery was the African man who was in like an empty, was doing a jog and like ran through like the lot of like an empty house, and three white men chased him down and murdered him, right? And so, they've been found guilty of murder. They've been sentenced to life, right? Everyone's rejoicing, right? Because, they all want this court system to work, right? This court system that has all these symbolic representatives at the head of it. And so they see those symbols and they see those sentences and like, it works. It does what we want it to do. It helps us. But then you get these reminders, right? Immediately, right afterwards of how this system still does not work for us and will never work for us, right? And so you heard Ahmaud Arbery's mother saying the Department of Justice, went behind my back to make this sentence easier by lightening the hate crime part for these three men, these three monsters. And, it's just another example again. If they're not, the justice system does not give any real justice. Even if you have that life sentence, for all we know, just like Jason Van Dyke in Chicago with Laquan McDonald, who's getting out this week, that sentence could be overturned in a year, because who works for them? The Department of Justice works for them. Who works for them? The judge works for them, right? They're going to make whatever decisions they want, and it has nothing to do with us as colonized people. Whatever decisions they make that might make us happy are just to appease us, to prevent us from rising up, to prevent us from rebelling. And so, yeah, it's just another reminder of that. And ain't no new Supreme Court justice going to change that. G, what you think about it?
Yeah, like we were just talking about, right? Like the system they're the ones who are like killing our people. It's not even like all these like individual like white people out there. Like it's because of the system that our people are dying, right? Like their people are not ever gonna get justice. And yeah, like we cannot expect the court system to work, to be whatever like the Constitution says. I don't know, but yeah, like I wanna also show some of the comments here. I like what Joe Biden was saying, that the libs are gonna start using this to push more of their nonsense. As if the state doesn't do this every time they kill colonized people, especially African people. Cannot depend on this colonial system for any justice.
Nope.
We cannot depend on this colonial system for anything, for justice, for welfare, for nothing, right? Like we gotta do everything on our own. We gotta protect our own people. We gotta build our own communities. We gotta build our own economies, right? It's totally up to us. They ain't never gonna do nothing.
Yes, that's exactly right. Not we can't depend on it for justice or welfare, nothing. I like that. Chief G. Yeah, Ren, what you think?
Yeah, no, some of my thoughts is that, like, it's funny because, a few years ago, it was the summer of 2019, right? And there was, like, all the uprisings, right?
Yeah.
And, like, every liberal, everybody was like, oh, no justice, no peace, right? Like, that was, like, the whole saying. There's still no justice, y'all. There's still no justice. Like, that's the thing. Like, that, like, people continue, and we see that even around the city, like around Chicago, like there'll be no justice, no peace. But I'm like, okay, well, what are you doing about it, right? Like there's quote unquote kind of peace, but for whom, right? It's not for the people like that actually have the power, not for this like system that they have peace, kind of, right? Like there aren't as many there's nowhere near as much uproar about this, and it's because when it first came out, right, like there was all these eyes watching it, like, hey, right, like remember why we were fighting. Remember this, remember that this was one of the people, one of the many lists, many the long list of people that was written on signs, right, during the summer of 2019. That was like chanted during that summer, and so there were a lot of eyes on it when it was like when the first announcement came out. Now, not so much, right? Like people got a little bit like relaxed about it. I'm surprised that there's even like this like news clip about it, honestly, because I feel like people like now that it's like they've gotten some sort of justice.
Yeah.
It's justice. People are like, yeah, okay, we got some halfway there. It's called progress. That's it. That's what it is. Like it's just liberals being like, yes, that's progress for us. And once again, that's because people still believe in the system that has done nothing.
Exactly. How many decades of progress?
Exactly.
Do people actually want, right? Because, like I said before in another episode, you got your voting rights in 1865, then in 1965, and I don't know how many more times you could get your voting rights. They've been written down 10,000 times. So I don't know what progress you got to keep expecting from the system. Yeah. Go ahead.
No, exactly. Like it's no justice, no peace, but there's no justice even calladitos, like it was, I think it's 2020.
Oh yeah.
Like when the for the trial of like George Floyd, right? And it was really like you saw uprisings all over the country, right? But like let's make one thing clear. It was peaceful protests until the white liberals came out. It was peaceful protests until the white liberals came out and started throwing stuff around and burning down all of our towns and cities, right? They get like first of all, and then and as soon as that verdict came through, it was all over. Like at least for them, like at least the riots, right, were over because they were like, oh, we did our job. They listened to us. But then like Adam Toledo happened. Right, and Dante Bright happened that same summer, right? Or close
the next year.
The next year, yeah. That's right. The next year, and like all our colonized people kept dying. They keep killing us. But because it doesn't make national TV, because it doesn't like do any of this, they can't profit off of it. They can't post it on their Instagram. They can't hashtag activists that like ask up to followers, like, and so they don't care. Because again, it's not about justice for them because it doesn't materially affect them in any way, right? And just like is the new Supreme whatever court person, what are they going to do about this? Right? Like, absolutely.
We already have a colonized person on the Supreme Court.
Because they also don't even have the power to actually do anything. Like it's out of their hands. Like the checks and balance, like the checks and balance system makes it to where no one can do anything. Like it's bureaucratic as hell. Like it would take years to like overturn any of this, right? And like if this wasn't enough, right? Like people are all like excited, like, oh yeah, blah, blah, blah. They got found guilty, they're being sentenced, but like again, this is a slap in the face. Like even if like this is why I don't understand why there are still liberals, because like if you think at least colonized liberals, right? Because like if you see this as a win, this should absolutely devastate you into looking for something else.
Exactly.
Because then like this is such a clear like they don't care about you. They want to still make our murderers comfortable. At the expense of us and our family, right? And like if you're colonized, like if that's not a wake up call, like I don't know what is. Like look at just the entire history of this country, of colonialism in general. There's nothing that's ever been for us. And so that like it just
no, exactly right. And that's not a wake up call. That's the thing for some of our people. The wake up call is when it happens to them and to their immediate family or loved ones. And we can't keep waiting for that. We can't keep waiting for us. That doesn't inspire us to be revolutionaries. That's not what inspires change. What inspires change is life and living. And so like find the love in living and finding the love in wanting to keep on living, for all of us to keep on living, to then push yourself to make that change. All right, because we're not here to be in that hamster wheel that Gene talked about. This hamster wheel of protesting and trying to work in this justice system. It's not going to do nothing for us. So land back, everybody. And these sellout judges are rotten to the core. No, they are worse than their white counterparts. Because absolutely. They put more of our people in jail, like Kamala, right? They put more people. There's the white judges sometimes have more white guilt sympathy sometimes when it comes to, you know, they're like, well, you had missed opportunities, and then the colonized sellout judge is gonna be all like,
well, I'm here, so
yeah, I'm here, so how come you couldn't do it?
Yep.
Oh, you're gonna get 3 life sentences,
Yep.
stuff like that.
Definitely like encountered that hypothetically in my youth.
Mm.
Where like it is the white judges, the white cops, the white whatever that feels so much sympathy. And I think also part of it is like, I'm not racist, I promise. I promise I'm not racist. Yeah, like you laid it out, like the colonized counterparts are just like, well, I did it, you couldn't, I was poor too.
Yeah.
Like, oh God,
And this will teach you a lesson,
Oh, the counselors that they have. Oh, anyway, I heard.
All right, lay back. Make sure y'all keep liking and sharing and commenting. All right, make sure you share. But we're gonna get into our next topic.
Well, podcaster Joe Rogan is now apologizing, responding to singer Neil Young's criticism of his podcast on vaccine information. Rogan now pledging to be more balanced and informed about controversial topic guests. Spotify will also add content advisories to podcasts on certain subjects. This comes after artists Neil Young and Joni Mitchell pulled their music off of Spotify, saying Rogan's presence was a problem on the platform. Prince Harry and Meghan Markle are now jumping in on the criticism, issuing their own statement to Spotify. They're telling Spotify, quote, to meet the moment.
Like that. That's a lot going on there. It's actually very chaotic because how did the Prince of England and his wife get into this one? But so context. So Joe Rogan, right? I mean, former host of Fear Factor. For the older millennials out there, we loved Fear Factor. He was that host, and I think he was a boxer too. But now he's like a podcast host. He's a radio host with like a semi-conservative kind of like viewpoint.
Yeah.
It's a mix of things, right? And Neil Young, which most of the people born after 1980 aren't gonna really know. He was a very famous like hippie folk singer of the 60s, like a very white liberal, like writing, America, we can come together, that stuff, right? And so randomly, I'm not sure what the connection between them two is, but because Joe Rogan had said something about I don't think young, healthy people should take the jab. That's what he was saying, and that maybe older people should, but not everyone has to. So he said something along those lines, right? And Neil Young, for some reason, took offense to this. Not like they know each other. But it's like, oh no, this is misinformation. And so he's like, Spotify, because they host this podcast, right? Rogan's podcast. They're like, if you let this stay, I'm gonna take my music off, right? And so I mean, in the end, you know what happened? And this is a lot about what's going on in America today. Spotify took off Neil Young's music on their own. Isn't that wild? And so, and guess who's still on? Joe Rogan, right? So Joe Rogan's still on there, and he said his apologies, like I'm gonna be more balanced. And look who's gone from Spotify without their own choice. Neil Young, right? And so he canceled himself by trying to cancel somebody else. And that's literally what just happened, y'all. And it's just a lot. I mean, big companies right now are like, hold on, hippie, hold on, white liberal, like chill. We're gonna get you off and we're gonna let him talk about his thing. I think that's a big sign for me about what's to come. Go ahead, talk about it.
Unfortunately, I've known a few people who listen to Joe Rogan because he was a like the commenter for UFC fights. Yeah. So I think I'm like, y'all, you don't even know. But no, so I think honestly this is my perspective of like the type of people that I know listen to Joe Rogan and also Neil Young. It's to me this is like a white it's just a white man like macho fight. That's what this is. That's what it is. Because it's like it's so Joe Rogan, UFC commenter against like true American hero type of vibe from Neil Young or whatever, right? Like it's like that type of thing of like, oh, like who's, you know, this one, like Joe Rogan always like all of his stuff is like always talking about like exposing the truth, that type of stuff, you know. And Neil Young, I don't think has really done anything like that, but he has that like same vibe with his music. Like,
just in a liberal way.
Yeah, in a liberal way. So I think that that's what it really boils down to, is that these two people, like it could be a publicity stunt, honestly, to get both of them some money, because they have very similar audiences, but also like somewhat different. So it's like, oh, like let's get them to fight, like you know what I mean? Like let's pretend like we're fighting, and then our like the people underneath us will also that watch us consistently will also be like and like follow the story. So it could be a publicity.
I don't know. That'd be messed up if Spotify is exploiting the jab to make money. You know, and a lot of people suffer.
What else is new?
What else is new?
Like companies are constantly exploiting the jab to make money. Like they're like all these companies are like, oh yeah, let me like freaking Canva. Like, for like example A, like constantly, like if you even put the word like, you know, V word vacuum on Canva, it's like, are you sure that this is correct? Is
this what you want to say?
Is this what you want to say? Like it has that come up, and Canva's not the only one. It's all over Facebook going on. So all these companies are like, oh, you want us to, you know, watch our content creators like stuff and make sure that it's not correct, that it's correct or whatever to them. We'll do it for, you know, X amount of money. So I wouldn't be surprised.
I like Joe Biden says Chad, Joe Rogan, Virgin Neil Young. That's the fight going on. And also with CIC said freedom of speech is dead for white people now, right? Like they can't even say what they want to say. And now when people are trying to tell them about it, it's backfiring on them with it's backfiring, y'all. What's the comment? What you thinking? I know you're not gonna know the Neil Young, right?
Okay.
Right? I don't know.
I know Neil Young as a Gilmore Girls reference.
Okay.
That's all. That's all. Like they're like, oh, the dad looks like a young Neil Young or whatever. I don't remember. Something like that. It's whatever. So I don't know, but this is funny either way. Like, not even white people can talk about it now, which is wild, because technically, like, at least from what you described, like, Joe Rogan didn't even, like, advise people. It was just, like, his own opinion, which is so wrong now. You know, like, you can't have opinions, which, like, if I'm understanding, like, both of them represent different types of, like, true American, right? Like, different sides of it or whatever. And, like, the fact that, like, they can't do that is like you said, it's really telling for what's to come, right? And I also just love that Neil Young, who nobody knows anymore, tried to play chicken with Spotify. I'll do it, I swear. And Spotify was like, okay, we'll
do it for you.
Exactly. Like, what kind of money? Like, I don't understand. And also, they called Spotify a platform, which is wild. Like, is that what it is? Because to me, it's just you listen to music there.
No, artists get the whole start. Like, they'll put their stuff on their kind of SoundCloud. You know?
I understand that part, right? But I don't know. Like, to me, platform is more like social media, like commenting. Like, you can interact with people, right? I like Spotify. I'm a Spotify listener for sure. And I think it was hilarious what they did. I think it's funny. It makes me like them just as much as you can like a corporation, right? But I was like kind of worried that Spotify did some like and that's still a bad word. Some bad stuff, because I was like, oh my god, am I gonna have to go back to like Apple Music? God. You know, or like whatever. I probably wouldn't anyway. But anyways, like it's hilarious. I think it's a 10 out of 10 for humor. Joe Rogan, I think from my understanding, always sparks controversy. Anyway. Like he's hated against the feminists. Like in the feminist circle, like Joe Rogan is like the devil. Which again, it's hilarious. All around, this is a funny situation, and I enjoy it. So.
The one thing I'm still like not processing yet is the whole like the Prince. What's his name? Prince Harry or what?
Oh yeah, Prince Harry and Meghan Markle. Who had their own opinion
on Joe Rogan
and Neil Young and Spotify.
It's like you're not even American. Stay out of it.
That's because they got nothing to do. I don't even know, like they don't do anything like that. They don't even have any sort of like political hour.
Well, they're not even royalty anymore.
Yeah. Oh
Oh,
yeah.
yeah, they got kicked out. So they're just on
So
their
maybe
phone.
they are.
They're on their phone all day.
Maybe this is our way in.
Yeah. Like, oh, look what happened at Spotify. You want to say something about it? You know, and that's like literally what their day is.
Yeah. Maybe they're gonna become podcasters too.
Yeah.
Well, what can we say? Yeah.
First episode from royalty to podcast. Yeah, no, but yeah, I mean it's liberal media, but I do think it's really funny that like, Spotify was just like, bro, like Joe Rogan makes us money, like we gonna keep it.
Yeah.
At least they got a little more common sense than like Facebook and all other ones,
CNN. Mm-hmm.
At least they,
They followed them. They were scientific about
they were
it.
scientific, they were dialectical about it.
So it's wild, y'all. Joe Rogan, I'm kind of glad you won. I'm glad you won. You beat the liberal nonsense. The other hippies are coming out, like Joni Mitchell and all the other hippie artists from the 60s are coming out to say, we're going to take our music off Spotify, as their white backs crack. And no one cares because, tell me, do you know who Joni Mitchell is?
No.
I do not.
There you go.
I actually don't know either.
Yeah,
It
see,
sounds familiar.
no one cares. She's actually one of the top selling women artists of like the past century.
I don't.
I'm saying that's how little people care that someone with that kind of thing is now just an old boomer. So anyway, we're gonna go to our next topic. We're all equal regardless of age, though. It's just the liberals ones that we don't, they don't matter.
That's my favorite queen.
2 nurses on Long Island are under arrest, accused of forging vaccination cards for a steep profit, even entering the bogus information into the state database.
CBS 2's Jennifer McLogan reports nearly $1 million was seized.
Behind Amityville's gazebo and historic Main Street, Wild Child Pediatric Healthcare invites in parents and children for COVID-19 vaccines. But prosecutors say the pediatric nurse practitioner who runs the clinic, Julie DeVono, and her LPN assistant, Marissa Uraro, were not administering vaccines. They were selling hundreds of fake cards. Julie DeVono, as owner and operator of Wild Child, is accused of then entering the bogus information into the New York State Health Department database.
She's a licensed practitioner that focuses in on young people. She handles a lot of school children.
Do you know what the motivation was?
I don't know if there's any motivation. I don't even know if she's guilty of any of these allegations.
Prosecutors say the duo sold each purported dose for $220, $440 per card. Children went for $85. It was revealed in the criminal complaint that when investigators searched Julie DeVono's home, they recovered $900,000 in U.S. currency and a ledger documenting profits in excess of $1.5 million over the past 3 months.
It's money. They want to make money, so they'll do whatever they can to make money. People are very vulnerable.
Business owners who operate small shops near the clinic said they suspected something untoward was happening with the amount of foot traffic.
It's frightening beyond words, and I'm grateful that it's been put to an end. Break laws, give fake vaccines. It's very disheartening.
The anti-vaccine movement was part of a parents' rights rally on Long Island earlier this week, many taking their children out of school to march for choice when it comes to mask wearing and mandates over COVID-19 vaccines. It's unclear if the accused tried to prey on those views.
They just don't care. They don't believe that this is something that's real. And they see an opportunity and they're going to take it.
Doctors we spoke with say if the allegations are true, besides being medically unethical, forging vaccination cards is potentially life-threatening. From the courts in Central Islip, Jennifer McLogan, CBS 2 News.
And if
I'm sorry, boy, I just couldn't stand that accent. CBS 2 News. I don't know if that's like just upstate New York, like talk. I don't know, y'all. So let me know if they talk like that upstate New York. But so you see, it's very clear. So it was like a white pediatrician who, in her little, pediatric center, she was like, $440 for you and $85 for your kid. Here's your free jab passport, right? Or not free, free afterwards. Give me the money first. And she did this enough to make $1.5 million. And how many of those she had to give to make $1.5 million? That's like hundreds of people in Amityville, New York, or from wherever they drove from with these fake jab cards, right? And, and like, one, that's a lot of money. 2, it was all in cash. You saw that cash?
The little bug.
Yeah, 3, she kept a ledger, like a handwritten ledger, in the same place as the cash. Horrible, just horrible.
You're like,
you don't keep your ledger in your house. What? So you don't watch any movie or nothing? Goodness gracious. Anyway, so yes, that's what she did. And her assistant too, who was colonized, also I guess assisted in it, or she just passed the buck and said it was her too, and they just arrested her. For all we know, right? I wonder, because I don't know if she was getting paid out. It all looked like all the money was at the white nurse's house. But yeah, I mean, this is all coming out because there's people who want choice, right? They want choice and they don't want to be forced to take something. And so they're like, hey, like, can I get this thing so I can keep on doing the things that I need to do my daily life, like go into a store, right? And so can I get this thing? And then, apparently it's life-threatening. You know what's also life-threatening? To not take care of people during a pandemic and to not give them health care and to not give them proper masks and to not give them anything, right? That's also pretty life-threatening.
You know what else?
What's
The
also
jab. Getting the jab.
Yeah.
The jab themselves is life-threatening, and they don't like to talk about it.
Yeah.
I'll wait until my turn.
Yes. Let's start with you.
Hold it. I'm holding it.
First thing I gotta say, snitches get stitches.
Yeah. That's true.
Like,
Who snitched? I said that.
Snitch?
Yeah.
Because I mean, homegirl kept the ledger. First of all, period. You kept the ledger. Shut up. Like, no one needs to know.
Yeah.
Like, what? You think you're gonna tally? Just take the money and move on.
Yeah. And the ledger had like 860,000. I'm like, why are you writing that number down?
Exactly. Like, just shut up. Ain't nobody gotta. I don't know nothing about nothing. That was the first time I did it. You can't prove it anyway. You really can't. You really cannot prove it. It's like, where'd you get the money? I saw my few things. Like, whatever, right? Like, but to keep proof is so dumb. So I'm guessing like homegirl was not really quiet about it.
Yeah.
Because like if someone's like, I'm here for a vaccination, the real one or the fake one? Like, I'm guessing it was something like that, and someone overheard it and was like, blasphemy, and like reported it. Because like if you go looking for that, you wouldn't snitch. Unless I'm getting into all my theories. Because like, what if someone was like, oh, I can't afford that. And it's like, oh, we come back when you have the money. And so it's like, bet. See? Theories. Anyway, I respect, someone else said it, right? I respect the hustle. For real. And also, like giving people choice. Like this has been an ongoing thing. And like, we don't know if she was like supplementing with masks, like K95 masks and like protocols. Like we don't know what she was doing. Like all they care about is that she was like creating these things. But I love it for whoever got one. And whoever got like it got input into the thing, because they also can't prove it. Oh, I guess they can prove it's fake because it's in the ledger.
Yeah, and in the state database.
No, but like if it was a fake one and they're like, oh, prove you got it. It's in the state database and you got the card and it's in your medical records. You're set. You can't prove it, except now they can cross check with the ledger.
Yeah.
That really messed up on that one. Really messed up on that one. Just again, hush.
And stay hush, y'all.
Because then, like, also her own defense, if she forgets everyone that she did, even better, because they can't prove, like, she's technically not lying because she doesn't remember.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And be careful what you're talking about, because just like this free speech stuff, we don't want to get a Neil Young put on us.
Neil Young.
So
I mean, all these libs are like, gonna talk their crap anyway about.
But I'm talking about YouTube.
Oh yeah, I know YouTube specifically.
All of my things were hypothetical.
Yes.
Terrible thing she did.
Yeah. But no. Yeah. I mean, to be honest, like the people who are trying to do what she did are not usually that quiet about it. Like it's not like it really isn't that hard from what I've seen. Like people be doing that kind of crap all the time, and like they've been getting caught left and right. Like the freaking like a few weeks ago there was somebody who was flying with the fake cards, and I was like, dude, like I feel like that's really easy to see on a scan. I don't know, but yeah, like people have been doing that for like pretty much since the jabs came out. But yeah, I do respect the hustle. I'm like, do what you got to do. But especially because like I said, right? Like these jabs are life threatening, y'all. Like there have been people who have long lasting effects that will literally hurt. Like it's a daily struggle for them to survive after getting these jabs. Like it's literally after getting. There's some people who like struggle every day because of the side effects from these jabs. So for them to be like, oh, it's life threatening for them to, possibly be unjabbed or whatever, not have the jab, but to have proof that they do.
Mm-hmm.
Like that's a big what if, right? Mm-hmm. Like that's a big what if, then because that's assuming that they're spreading like Rona, right, all over. If they have the protocols, if they have a mask, a KN95 mask, then they wouldn't be, right? Like that wouldn't be the case. But you want to keep on pushing this only option, right, on these people, like as if this is the only option. Yeah. It's not. And that's the thing is like, like that's basically what I have to say is like it 100% should be a choice. And the reason why it's not is because of these pharmaceutical companies. It's because of the money that they can make from it. It's because of the money that they can make from the people who have the side effects from these jabs, right? Like that's a whole thing too, right? Like they're gonna be in constant pain and they're gonna be in constant whatever illness, and they get money from that too, from those hospital bills, right? And from those medications.
Yep, exactly.
And it's a study on its own, right? Like we are literally the lab rats. Like everybody who is getting the jab are lab rats. So the more that we the more that people that get them, the more that they can see where the side effects come from.
Yeah. And it's crazy how they're treating this, the jab passports, like, people moving them. Like, why aren't they trying to stop, child trafficking? Mm-hmm. Why aren't they trying to stop, kidnapping, slavery across the world, right? Mm-hmm. Like the movement of humans, but no, the movement of these cards that literally became a thing like 7 months ago. Mm-hmm. Like that's something that they're gonna spend the time on, is because they're gonna lose money if people aren't actually getting
like the slavery that was uncovered in Georgia like a couple months ago, mm-hmm. and they didn't even have a way forward. They were like, we found it. Yep. That was it. That was it.
Mm-hmm. But trust, they're gonna make an example out of these two people right here. Mm-hmm. Go ahead.
Yeah, no, I like what you said. Like at this point, right? These jobs are their main source of income, right? Mm-hmm. It's like that is why they're like chopping on them so hard. That's why like they're putting all this effort onto it. When like, what does that even do, right? Like it's like, are people still not gonna trust them? You know what I mean? Like, are people like they're just like wasting their time, wasting like the resources that they get from us on doing some like BS investigations and like, you know what I mean? It's like this endless cycle of just them doing like useless, symbolic nothing. And here we are. The funniest part is that like it's not even funny. It's just like so I don't even know how to think about or how to just the fact that we're living in a time where someone got arrested for having $1.5 million off of making some fake paper.
Yeah,
like that is just,
that's pretty wild too. Yeah,
it's baffling to me. It's baffling to me that that's the reason why someone is like, getting put into jail and getting all this also like national attention. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
it's really nothing. There are like so many other important things in life that are going on. So many important problems that, like I said, they ain't gonna do nothing about because they don't care about it.
Yeah, and you see how people are so desperate enough for their freedom and desperate enough for their choice to spend that money, right? Yeah. To spend $440 to save up for it, to pay that for the whole family, for them and their kids, because they don't want that, right? The people who make fake diplomas are probably crying right now. They're like, I never make that $1.5 million, right? Because that's not a key to freedom and choice. What's the key to freedom and choice is control over our own bodies. That's how people know that they're free. Not whether or not they have a fancy education or a fancy job or nothing. They want that freedom over their very body at the very least. Mm-hmm. And that's how they know they're free. And that's how our people are going to know that they'll be free. When they have complete dictatorship over their lives, and their land and labor and resources. and that's what we about.
Yeah, I like what Joe Biden said too. With like, Epstein's associates are still out and about, but they're but they're the ones attacking, and the nurses and doctors trying to do a good thing.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. And someone else, Inga says, I've had 2 jabs and tested positive. Right. So like all these arrests and all of this for something that's not even working. Right. And so
if you need our take on COVID care, right? Hit us up, phmpa@protonmail.com. Again, this is our take taken from research from other from other countries, and as well as just colonized practices. Disclaimer. Disclaimer. You know, like we are not medical professionals, but we have seen the science work. So yeah, like you can hit us up because we are science for the people. Like that's what MPA is for, right? To get our people through this.
And get free masks at blackhammer.org/free mask.
Yes.
So that you can make sure that you are safe. Like if you've been jabbed or not jabbed, it doesn't matter, right? Apparently, like we've seen over and over again. So wearing a K95 mask has been proven to work. So make sure to get one at our website.
Also, so you don't keep spreading it. You know?
Yep. Exactly.
Keep other people safe.
All right. Lay back. Let's get into our final topic, I believe. Yes. Oh, snap.
Rihanna is pregnant. The 33-year-old singer is expecting her first child with rapper A$AP Rocky. Over the weekend, the couple was photographed out and about in New York City, where Rihanna debuted her baby bump while wearing a long pink jacket. Her oversized outerwear was unbuttoned at the bottom, which revealed her growing bump adorned in a long gold cross necklace with colorful jewels. In one of the photos, the rapper kissed the soon-to-be mom on her forehead as they enjoyed a snowy walk in Harlem. A source confirmed to People in November of 2020 that the pair were dating after years of friendship. In May of 2021, A$AP Rocky opened up to GQ about his romance with Rihanna, calling her the love of my life. He explained at the time that being in a relationship is so much better when you got the one. He also spoke about fatherhood, calling starting a family his destiny, and saying, quote, I think I'd be an incredible, remarkably overall amazing dad. He also predicted that he'd have a, quote, very fly child. In March of 2020, Rihanna opened up about having children in the future, telling British Vogue that she saw herself having 3 or 4 children within the next 10 years, whether she had a partner or not. She explained that she felt society diminished women as mothers if there's not a dad in the children's lives. But she went on, the only thing that matters is happiness. That's the only healthy relationship between a parent and a child. The only thing that can raise a child truly is love.
You also need sometimes diapers too, but I wish children could survive on love and all like that, but we need some material things too, which Rihanna can get very easily.
They don't want to worry about it.
Yeah, they're not worried about it. But I want to first start saying congratulations to Rihanna, because she wanted a child. And she pretty wants 3 to 4 kids in the next 10 years. So nobody get in the album, y'all. She has shifted her focus. She is going to start Fenty Baby. Oh my God. Wouldn't Fenty Baby be so adorable?
I don't
know.
Listen.
I don't know. But that's what her focus is going to be on. It's going to be all that, y'all. You ain't getting no more music ever again. And deal with it. I know Tiger might be disappointed in that. I know Tiger has been waiting for Rihanna's new album for what might be a decade. But yeah, so Rihanna pregnant, y'all, with A$AP Rocky. You better know who A$AP Rocky is, but you might know him as well as the person who was arrested in Sweden that Trump was talking about trying to get out. Remember that?
Oh, that's right.
Remember that? You all remember that? Earlier in the pandemic when A$AP Rocky got arrested, I think him and the bodyguards beat up some people, and they got arrested in Sweden. And he was stuck there for a month or something like that. And Trump was like, I'll get him out. African American people love him. I'm gonna get him out. And he didn't. But A$AP Rocky has come a long way from that. Is now, having a child with Rihanna. So yeah, anyway, congrats to Rihanna. But yeah, like I was saying, it's easy enough to say that you could raise a child on love, but you also need resources. And they got a lot of them. And Rihanna comes out to try to help people, but she has a lot more money that she uses to help. But I remember early in the pandemic, she gave Barbados 50 ventilators or something like that. I don't know. I mean, they might be expensive, but I know she could have got a lot more.
Yeah.
But yeah, you know, Rihanna, like, make sure you use those resources not just to raise your child, but to help all of, you know, colonized mothers raise their children as well to be healthy and to be good, and not through some foundation, but to fund their revolution. Fund the revolution, Rihanna. Let's start with you.
Actually, you just reminded me. I was actually at one of the first concerts after A$AP Rocky came back, and it was like the whole thing was like free Rocky and stuff. And wild times. Wild times.
2 years ago, wild times.
It just kind of ridiculous how like the world works. But first of all, y'all didn't believe me. I told y'all like 2 months ago when the rumor face came out. I remember I was like, Rihanna pregnant with A$AP Rocky, and I was like, there's no way.
Yeah.
There's no way.
Oh, you said that for the record.
Oju
didn't believe you.
Oju didn't believe me.
I thought Rihanna was less messy than that. But it's not that this is messy, but I thought it was gonna happen a different way. Keep going.
Yeah, I mean, it's just funny how like rich people like talk about like their dreams in life. Like their dreams is having a fly child. Man.
Yeah, my child gonna be fly. I'm gonna be an amazing dad.
I don't know, man, but yeah, I mean, congratulations. They're actually a cute couple.
It was kind of cute.
They're actually a cute couple. You know, they're both really hot.
Okay.
They're both really hot. I'm just saying. Yeah. The other funny thing that I was seeing today is how like everyone's like Drake's mad, probably.
Oh yeah, Drake was trending y'all today. Yeah. I saw that Drake's trending because of this.
Yeah,
that's the album we're getting.
We're getting another Drake album. No. I don't want no other Drake album. Oh God, I'm tired of Drake and his horrible lyrics. But like Drake was like dating Rihanna like 5 years ago or
10 years ago, like 2009.
He's gonna come back with another album. He's gonna like diss A$AP Rocky or something. I don't even know, man. Whatever rich people want to like spend their time on, but that's all I got.
In conclusion, Chief G thinks they both hot. All right. What you think?
To start off, I unite Chief G. They're both no, but no, for real. No, first of all, that voice was something else.
Yeah.
That narrator's voice, I was like, Lord, you please stop.
That's the entertainment news.
Anyway. But no, and I think they're a very cute couple. I was like, I pulled out my phone to see the slides better. I was like, these pictures are really cute. And I think but that's the thing, like that's what all of our people want, right? To be able to have a child and know that their child is going to be safe, and know that or not even feel that their child is going to be safe, because like. Just like we've politicized over and over again, no matter how much money you have, if you are still colonized, you're not safe, right? So even if you are like, you have all this money and you're bringing a child into the world, that doesn't guarantee that your child's going to be safe for the rest of their life, right? It's still a colonized baby. It's still a colonized child. You're still a colonized woman who, the birth is always very difficult for, especially, so even with money. So, congratulations, but, at the same time, be aware that you're still colonized. You're still going to have all these issues. And, that the only way that you're going to be able to actually get to the root of it is through the revolution. So,
exactly. They remember when they named Rihanna like the honorary leader of Barbados or whatever? And, and like, it's just like, you can't just keep feeding into this like, petty boo symbolic representation yet again. Even on an island full of mostly African people, that's still symbolic, y'all, because it's not representative of the poor working class people in Barbados who truly are the leadership of that nation, right? And so it's still further symbolic BS. And Brown's got to get that together, just like she has to get those long jeans she had in that picture together. What's the kind of go ahead?
That's my segue. Yes, no, obviously, like, congratulations to both of them, right? Like, having a baby is always, babies are a blessing. My brother has like 4 million of them. And it's exciting every time. It's exciting every time. I hope he doesn't watch this, but No, yeah, like it is really cute. Super proud of A$AP Rocky. Did he used to date white women?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
Did he? Yeah, he dated some white women.
Yeah.
So shout out for the upgrades. Glad you found your way. Glad you got out of that. Oh God, I was gonna say hole, but.
Please,
No.
A$AP Rocky does themselves out of that hole into another one. That's where we is now. Keep on going.
I didn't mean it like that. I didn't, but oh God. Can't say anything in this house. Anyways, I'm glad that he's in a better situation.
Better situation.
Hey, yo. Jeez, can't say anything. Yes, so shout out for that. That's gonna be a beautiful baby.
Yeah.
'Cause babies are just beautiful. Yeah, and them jeans, y'all.
Yeah.
And, everyone was like, "Oh, baby bump," and I was like, "But the jeans are dragging on the floor."
Yeah.
Like you could have gotten the same look, just trim them a little bit. Like what if you trip and fall on your baby bump? Like that's terrible.
Yeah, for real. No, I mean, girl, like she could have worn parachute pants instead she had going over her feet on the snowy Harlem streets.
It's not even a fashion thing because I don't know nothing about that. Like I don't care or claim to be a fashion. I really don't care. But it's a safety hazard. Like your center of gravity when you're pregnant is already so warped, and then you're gonna add like jeans that fold over your toes. Like that's wild.
To be fair, heels are also to some extent a safety hazard. Like there are other
heels
things.
and with jeans that still go over the toes of the heels. That's wild.
I'm just saying in the fashion world, like what else is new? Like there's like a little bit of but while pregnant.
Yeah, but I mean wearing heels is completely, especially if you wear them often, like they kind of just become normal, right?
I walk with my toes in.
You get really used to it. Like I used to be able to like run in heels.
Okay.
Now it's a whole thing.
Okay.
I can't anymore. I used to be able to. No, but yeah, like again, it just what they're saying about their baby, right, is very idealistic. I mean, not for them because they do have the material means for it, for right now. But like that sense of like my baby's gonna be fine materially and all I have to do is love it is what every single colonized family deserves, right? It's what every colonized child deserves. And that's what we're fighting for is so that any baby that's gonna come into this world, like the parents are just all they're worried about is how much love can they give this child, right? And like community wise, right? Like how much love can this baby receive collectively, right? Like that should be the only thing that any colonized baby or any colonized family worries about. I do see baby the clothing line coming out.
Oh yeah, 100%.
But like I said, I think this morning, like babies should only wear onesies.
Yeah.
That's it. Like please don't put jeans on your baby.
Especially not those jeans.
They're
learning how to walk and they're just like,
but it's high fashion. It's okay.
But like Rachel even said, the empathical aesthetic thing is a huge trend in the sellout crowds these days. Like see Yeezys, it's like stuff that don't even really work because they'll be fine. They'll sell you stuff for $500 that doesn't really practically work for us because they have money to get as many regular shoes as they can. And so but Rihanna, we is glad that you are getting to this stage in your life that you clearly want to. You're wanting 4 more kids the next 10 years. So she's really got this planned out, and so congrats to you. And we hope that inspires you to, help other colonized mothers and, fund the revolution that's going to liberate them so that they can love their children the same way that you plan to love yours, right?
Like Virgil was saying, if they truly want their child to be fly, they'll fund the revolution, follow under Black Cameron's leadership, and be on the right side of history.
There you go.
I was gonna say if you love your baby.
No, we're not saying anything.
No, but like it's our love for our colonized children,
Yes.
right? Whether we birth them or not, it's love for colonized children that is why we want to liberate them.
Yes.
Including your baby.
Yes. Exactly, including your baby too, Rihanna. All right, land back. So make sure you donate to our chapter. Again, we're trying to get some thermals, some fleeces for our homeless people that we serve here in Chicago. And so donate 5 for Shy, Black Hammer Shy. And make sure you also donate to our Venmo, Shy Hammers, okay? And thank you again, Virgil, for that donation. And for anyone else, make sure you put that donation in the comments or pledge in the comments or share it so that someone else could donate, all right? But we're going to get into our announcements. Make sure you watch Revolutionary Church online. It's every Sunday live on the Black Hammer Facebook, but you can also watch it here on this YouTube channel, youtube.com/BlackHammerTV. We have the most recent Revolutionary Church up, which has amazing speeches. It also had amazing tablecloths and flags. It looked good. It looked good. So y'all want to make sure you catch up on that and watch that on our YouTube page, all right? And then make sure you are calling the Atlanta Solicitor's Office. This week is crucial that you really call this office, okay? Call 404-658-6618, extension 5, to get the charges dropped on the Atlanta Hammers who were just serving the homeless, feeding the homeless, clothing the homeless, and got arrested for doing that very thing. And we've been reading the Bible with them. So make sure you call that number and get those charges dropped. And then don't forget our Revolutionary Book Chat 8. Whatever, we didn't hit you in the face. Our Revolutionary Book Chat is our Open Mains Latin America is what we're reading, and we're continuing the book. We're reading pages 83 to 115 next Sunday, February 6th at 8 p.m. Eastern on this YouTube channel as well as on our Black Hammer Times Facebook. Make sure you tune in. You can find the book at blackhammer.org/library, all right, to help you follow along and get your read that backs ready.
Yes.
All right. And then we have our third birthday bash. Hey, this week, our third birthday on February 3rd. It's our golden birthday, y'all.
It is.
It's our golden birthday.
Ooh.
Yes. I know. Ren keeps forgetting what golden birthday is. But don't worry, we're going to explain it after the show again just to make sure that they do. Yes, it's our golden birthday.
Yes.
Register at tinyurl.com/BHBday, right? And send that registration link to everyone you know, right? It's going to be a webinar showing us our best year serving the people so they can sit and watch and see what we've been able to accomplish. All right? Land back. And then I believe that's it. That's our last announcement.
Ooh,
all right. I had the spirit go through me a little bit, right? All right. So, yes, it's an act time for everybody to send that birthday link to everybody that they know.
And to call us.
And to call the Atlanta City Solicitor's Office as well.
Yes.
All right. But yeah, we'll see you next week for more anti-colonial revolution news. And it's going to be a little bit different next week.
Ooh.
Tune in for a surprise new format for the Vanguard.
The Vanguard.
The Vanguard. It's going to be completely done in British accents.
Oh, no.
That'd be horrible.
I will not be here.
No, it's good. Y'all are gonna love it. Make sure that you are, getting ready, prepared for what is coming. Because after Black Hammer's birthday, we'll also be announcing our new name. You're gonna see some nice changes.
Yeah.
Hey.
And make sure to get a nice pair of headphones.
Yes. Get a nice pair of headphones. All right, land back, y'all. Stay safe and